It's the year 2008. Kobe is the NBA's marquee player. Boston have a Big Four super team with Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. The NBA recently had Dwight Howard, Monte Ellis, Andrew Bynum transition to the NBA out of high school 3 years prior, when the basketball world looked vastly different. There wasn't TikTok, YouTube wasn't really prevalent. Basketball mixtapes had started to grow onto the scene in terms of popularity. And well, Brandon Jennings was the embodiment of that kind of player that naturally attracted younger generations with his exceptional ball handling abilities and remarkable pull-up jump shot. His game just set him apart from most players. Jennings' flashy style of play played a pivotal role in sparking popularity of prep basketball on YouTube, a phenomenon that continues to dominate social media today, as we're seeing with channels like Bowler's Life and Overtime. Coming out of high school, Jennings held the distinction of being the consensus #1 recruit in the country, according to the majority of recruiting websites. So the name Brandon Jennings was no news to anyone at all at the time. In the NBA, the international landscape was far from what it looks like today and what it would become in the future. In 2008, we're looking at international players like Dirk Nowitzki from Germany, Manu Ginobili from Argentina, and Yao Ming from China. They brought a different sense of marketability, something that we hadn't really seen much of from international prospects prior. Well, of course we did, but not to the extent of those 3 guys, which is crazy because it's only 3 players. Now you look at the league, you see guys like Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo. NBA teams were just starting to explore the potential benefits and risk of recruiting foreign players, not only to play but also to build their franchises around. However, the idea of sending young American players abroad for exchanges of development programs wasn't as prevalent back then, at least not to the extent it would later become. Nowadays, it's unthinkable. LaMelo playing in Australia, Mudiay in China, so many players are coming from international programs. But when reflecting on 2008 and Brandon Jennings' groundbreaking decision to forego college and play basketball in Rome, we should find his choice to leave his hometown more remarkable than his decision to turn professional. Like, let's really think about it. Compton and Rome are starkly different places. Rome, renowned for being the home of the Pope and its rich history in architectural beauty and history. On the other hand, Compton carries a reputation for gang life and hustling. Rome represents more than just its magnificent architecture, and Compton is far more complex. However, despite these nuances, one undeniable fact remains: these 2 locations are worlds apart, both in geographical distance and cultural perception, and they are rarely mentally connected in our minds. Brandon Jennings made such an enormous impact by choosing to bypass college and embark on a professional basketball career in Italy. His decision not only disrupted the established norms, in the basketball world, but charting a new and unexplored course. He also defied society's expectations for aspiring NBA players from Compton, or in fact all over America. In 2008, Jennings became the first American teenager to escape the NCAA 1-year rule. Instead, he would ink a $1.2 million deal to play ball overseas. No recruit had done anything like that before. Think about that. Not a single US high schooler in the history of American high school basketball had ever decided to pass up a guaranteed college scholarship or NBA entry. So what Jennings did from the jump made people dislike him and assume he wasn't ready for the NBA, and well, it does kind of make sense. When he went to Italy, he only averaged 7.6 points per game, he shot terrible from 3, shooting 27%, and he shot 38% from the field. He averaged less than 2 assists and 2 rebounds, but you could make the claim that this is the second best league in the world, but you have to be on Jennings' side somewhat. Look at the facts. He's 17 to 18 years of age at the time. There is a clear language barrier. Probably none of his coaches or teammates really spoke English. They play a different set of rules Being FIBA rules, the court is a lot smaller, it was just all foreign territory for Brandon at the time. And like when you look at the facts that he was the consensus #1 recruit in his senior year at Oak Hill, the 6'1" lefty point guard, he averaged 35.5 points per game, 7.5 assists, 5 rebounds and 4 steals, while garnering the 2008 Naismith High School Player of the Year award. He was the 2007-8 Gatorade Player of the Year award, and he was the Virginia 2008 Parade Magazine Player of the Year. Alongside that, the 2008 EA Sports Player of the Year. In addition, he led his 2006-7 team to a 41-1 record and a #1 ranking in the USA Today Super 25 national rankings. So his resume before playing in the EuroLeague was certainly no slouch. In fact, he earned that #1 ranking. So I don't really understand why Brandon was so hated for bypassing college. Getting the bag, he made $1.2 million, supporting his family and getting pro ready. No, it didn't really turn out the way he would have liked, and he didn't really get on the court as much as he would have liked, but he still progressed, as this is probably more what it's like being in an NBA environment than going to college. You play with real pros, you have to somewhat deal with your time away from family, away from friends. It would be extremely challenging. Like, let's really think about this. While his former teammates in Oak Hill were cramped into uncomfortably small desks, pretending to study for exams in classrooms across the country, Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas, this teenager was residing in Rome, halfway across the world. There he was, not only playing alongside fully grown European men, but also navigating the intricacies of a new language and adapting to a life that was a foreign society. That's crazy for a young man, or even a young kid, I guess, to deal with. The downfall is Brandon Jennings, he didn't really help his case to be more liked pre-draft, sharing his thoughts about Ricky Rubio. Jennings would go on to say, he's been playing pro ball since he was 14. So there it is right there. Jennings was quoted as saying, "I can't wait to play him though, in Summer League. I'm just letting you know, I can't wait." "Yeah, I think I'm a better player than he is," Jennings told reporters after working out for the Sacramento Kings. "I just shoot the ball better than he can. The only thing I've seen him do sometimes is when he makes a home run pass or something like that. I think the dude is just all hype. I can't even front. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. We'll put it like this. If we was all in a workout, fellow point guard prospects Johnny Flynn, Drew Holiday, Ty Lawson, Stephen Curry, he wouldn't probably be at the top." When asked about his head-to-head matchup last year, the 6'1" Jennings boasted, "Well, when I played him, he had 0 points, 2 assists and 2 turnovers, so you tell me how that went." Records of that game from EuroLeague's official website showed Rubio went scoreless with 3 assists and 3 turnovers. In just 9 minutes of play, Jennings boasted 12 points, 2 assists, but his team would lose. The uncertainty surrounding Brandon Jennings had a ripple effect in the NBA. This uncertainty ultimately led to his selection as the 10th overall pick in the 2009 NBA draft, where the Milwaukee Bucks eagerly acquired him, while Rubio went at 5 to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Steph Curry went at 7 to the Golden State Warriors. Brandon Jennings, taking on the role of point guard for the Bucks, was immediate. He injected his new energy onto the team. During his rookie season, he started in every single game and notably steered Milwaukee back to the playoffs after a 4-year absence. The standout moment of Jennings' debut year was his remarkable performance against Steph Curry as a rookie and the Golden State Warriors. In just his 7th game, he scored 55 points. This game at the Bradley Center became one of the most defining moments in Bucks history. Bucks fans were brimming with hope and excitement for their future. This 55-point performance placed him among NBA rookies with some legendary company, trailing only behind Wilt Chamberlain, Rick Barry and Earl Monroe. Over the subsequent 2 seasons, Brandon Jennings continued to put up statistics that bonded over an all-star level. However, despite his individual contributions, Milwaukee failed to make the playoffs in those years. This lack of postseason success was very frustrating for Bucks fans, who had seen Jennings display immense potential in his rookie year but were eager to see him take that next step towards establishing himself as an elite NBA player and point guard. Following his 4th season in the NBA, Brandon Jennings was involved in a sign and trade that would send him to the Detroit Pistons. In return, the Milwaukee Bucks would acquire Brandon Knight, a promising young guard at the time. Jennings spent 3 years with the Pistons, but his time there was marked by numerous injuries, including a debilitating Achilles tear. That being said, the Bucks would land Giannis's co-star in eventual NBA championship piece and all-star player Chris Middleton in that deal. If you solely analyze Brandon Jennings' career based on statistics, you might wonder why there was so much excitement surrounding him. To be completely candid, Jennings never fully realized the superstar potential he showcased back in high school. Additionally, Brandon Jennings will be remembered for blazing a trail for future players before entering the NBA, specifically from America. Even these G League players who are going to ignite like Jalen Green, Jaden Hardy. Without Brandon Jennings, this isn't a thing. That sentiment will remain unchanged forever. And with all things being said, stay bowling guys. This has been Marks from the Bench Mob. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. But for now, we'll catch you guys next time. We out baby.
Hello, yes you at home. This is Commissioner of the NBA speaking to you, Adam Silver. Here's a message in courtesy of Bench Mob in collaboration with the NBA Store. When Bench Mob hits 1,000 subscribers, they'll be giving away a free NBA jersey to a lucky subscriber. So just do all the things listed on the screen. Goddamn.